Hello and welcome to this episode of Maintenance with Magnus. Today we're going to look into some simple service and maintenance on the DeviAligner. The DeviAligner is a state-of-the-art north-seeking system recording precise azimuth, inclination and roll angles both on the surface and underground. It uses fiber optic gyro technology and it's got the fastest settling time on the market. So today we're going to do a general check of the tool, some simple cleaning and lubing, and finally we're going to do a test of the DeviAligner. The first thing we're going to do is a general check of the tool. This should take around 5 minutes. So the first thing I do is I do a visual check of the DeviAligner to see if I have any physical damages. Like if my clamp's dented or if it's bent, and if you have any marks, like deep marks or bulges and dents on the base plate. I'm also making sure to check the transition between the plastic here and the metal, because if you get any spaces here, you can get water intrusion into the liner, which can cause damage to the electronics. Do a check, kind of a full round. It's looking good. Then I'm gently placing it back down on its feet. And then I'm checking the batteries and the battery compartment. So what you can do, you open the battery compartment and then you press the button to turn the aligner on and make sure that the LED turns blue. This means that you have power on your aligner. And then I just check my battery voltages, and I have 4 full power indication on both the batteries. Then I remove one battery, ensure that my light is still on, place it back in, remove the other one, and ensure that my batteries or that my indicator is still on. Then remove both batteries. And just make sure that you have no water in your battery compartment. I have a little bit of dirt and dust, but no water, so that's good. Then put your battery lid back on, and I turn the aligner on its head. First of all, I do a check that the clamping or tightening mechanism rotates freely. And then I do a visual check of all the kind of V-stands. The V-stands are precision machined, so if you have any large dents, it will skew the DeviAligner, so you will get a reduced accuracy of your measurements. Check that my feet are present and not damaged or cracked, and then finally just checking that my clamp looks good. My aligner look pretty decent. Doesn't need anything more than a simple cleaning and some lubrication of the moving parts, which we're going to look into in the next chapter. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to clean and lube the DeviAligner. This should take from 5 to 10 minutes depending on how dirty your DeviAligner is. So the first thing, just clean the casing. Just grab yourself some wet wipes and just start cleaning everything. So mine isn't too dirty, but I'm just cleaning everywhere where it's dirt. I'm also making sure to do a thorough cleaning on the transition between the plastic and the aluminum, just to ensure that there are no minerals or salts that can cause corrosion and in turn cause a water leak. Then I'm gently putting it on its head. Just clean the base plate and the V-stands. And ensure that there's no built-up grime or dirt or gravel. Okay, and while we have it on its head, I'm first cleaning the chain. It's not a bike chain, so it can be a little bit dirty, but you know, it's easier to keep it clean if it's clean in the first place. Then I grab myself some general lubricant oil, and then I start oiling up the points that are movable. So starting from the top, and just building my way downwards. And I wipe off any excess oil and then just ensure that my tightening mechanism spins freely. just remove the battery lid, take out my 2 batteries, ensure that there are no corrosion in the battery poles, and just clean those as well. These aren't too dirty, so but know if you have dirty gloves and remove the batteries and remount them from time to time, they get a little bit dirty. And then I grab some compressed air, just gently blowing any dirt out from the battery compartment. And then remount my batteries, the battery lid, and my DeviAligner is good to go. The third and last thing we're going to do is we're going to test the DeviAligner. This should take around 15 minutes. So the first thing you do is you grab yourself the Android phone from the DeviAligner kit and turn the DeviAligner on. Make sure that you're connected to the correct network. So it takes a little while for this to start up, and you're gonna hear a small beep when the aligner is good to go. So it will connect straight away to the aligner unless you are close to another network that's been added to the phone. So I'm making sure my aligner is connected to my phone's connected to the Wi-Fi on the DeviAligner. And then I get the message saying aligning, do not move. And then it starts to count down from 5 minutes. So be sure that you leave your DeviAligner completely alone. Do not put it in your car and drive to site. Just leave it completely still for those 5 minutes. Okay, so now my aligner says, the app says safe to move, fine alignment continues. So now it's safe to move your aligner. So press sight and measure, and then measure. What you also want to do before doing the initial test is you want to go into initial setup and just check that the latitude in the app corresponds with the latitude where you're at. Because the DeviAligner uses the Earth rotation, so you need to know the latitude. If the latitude is wrong, just press location from GPS if you're on the surface, or input the latitude manually. Then you need to reboot the DeviAligner and leave it for another 5 minutes. So I'm good to go, so I can press measure. Then I grab myself just a simple piece of paper and a pen, and then I have my drill string. So it's good to just check that your drill string is pretty smooth and don't have any large dents. So what I do is I write down AZ1, ink 1, AZ2, and then ink 2 in the table. Because what we're going to do is we're going to aim the aligner to approximately north, take a reading, rotate it to point south, take a reading, and then back again, and do that to ensure that it's not drifting. Now that that's written down, I take my aligner and I point it with the arrow on the top pointing towards north. So either secure the aligner with the chain, or always keep a hand on your aligner. You do not want your aligner falling down from your drill string. That will most likely damage the aligner, and that's going to be an expensive repair. So my first measurement is 3.91 degrees, the azimuth, and then I just type down my inclination as well, minus 0.488. Then I rotate the aligner, making sure that the arrow is pointing away from me, and I'm using gentle movements and try to avoid any hard landings. So the first time it's going to go quite a bit. It's going to go quite a bit up the aligner values, the heading, so just wait until it stabilizes. You can type down the inclination first, so 0.521 and 183.89. Then I rotate it back with the arrow pointing away from me. You want to rotate the DeviAligner back and forth and not in a spiral or a circle motion. So 4.18 and minus 0.494. Then back again, and I tend to do this procedure 5 times. 184.10 and 0.521. So now I've done 5 measurements in each direction, so I can set my DeviAligner aside, and then I turn it off, and then I just go and check my measurement results. So I just check my spread in the different columns. So here I have a minimum of 3.91 and a maximum of 4.18. So that would be 0.27 degrees spread in the north direction, and for the south direction I have 183.89 and 184.10. So that would be 0.21 degrees. And the same for the inclination. We have minus 0.488 as the minimum and minus 0.496 as the maximum. So that would be 0.008 degrees. And the same in the second inclination. Here I have a spread of 0.002 degrees. And I also check that the difference between the azimuth for in my case, the north azimuth and the south azimuth is approximately 180 degrees. And that the difference between that the inclination 2 is just inclination 1 with a positive, or with the opposite pre sign. So I have 0.5 and minus 0.48. So it's pretty close, difference of 0.04 degrees. So this shows that my liner is good. It's not drifting and good to go for new surveys. That's it for today's episode of Maintenance with Magnus. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to contact your local Devico supplier or Devico directly at their website. And remember, preventive maintenance is key to extending equipment life, ultimately saving you both time and money.